Hello, y'all. What is YouTube world? Anyway, drop my keys. I'm gonna flip around. Got GreenBean here. I'm gonna show you. She's a little bit of a he. I said she. Huh. Usually he's a boy. But anyway, I'm gonna pop the hood on it. See my fuel cell. That's my fuel cell I got for it. You know, I've been saying full interior. You see my carpet and all that, and it looks like yeah, I need to vacuum it. There's my MSD box. That's the 4L, what is it, 6AL-2, I think is the one that one is. What I did take out, which you see different things. I got, you know, stuff to strip the cap, car wash stuff, my timing light, my cowboy hat, which looks like something been in there eating. The little rumble seat or the little side seats, I took them out. They're gone. But you see carpet everywhere. I don't have my headboard. The headboard, it was I want to say stuff was falling out of it. Like it was kind of like like you scrape it and stuff would fall. So I took it out. It wasn't sort of the silver stuff was still up there. Keep it from shaking. But this is my little vantage point camera. But just want to let you see inside of it. I'm gonna pop the hood. Let's see, it's got all the door panels. Full dash. Speedometer don't work. I don't have a speedometer cable on it. But this right here, my hood scoop, right? I bought my hood scoop, and I wanted a whole nother hood, but then I have to paint the hood and whatever. I don't know. Anyways, I bought a scoop for it. The first one I bought was supposed to be the L88 style, and it's supposed to be made for Camaro, so it'd been the perfect length for this hood, but it's the 4 inches high L88 hood scoop. And I just thought to be different, instead of a Cal Induction, that would be great. Well, the company sent me the scoop for a '68 Shelby Mustang, I think it is. I had to return it, got my money back. I bought this one, and this thing come with a big old spot in the box where this right here, this damage happened. And so I said, you know what, GreenBean, you can see the spot right here. I think they hit a deer with it before I got the truck. They hit a deer with it, and they had put the older style grill and all in it. The stuff just didn't line up right, and I thought I had an older truck. Found out I had a '93, and so I got the correct grill and all for it, and put that in. And but I left the hood on it with this, so I kind of feel like this kind of adds to the character of it. But I am gonna take a heat gun and try to heat it and press it down. Then I'll try to seal it from the inside, I think. Not too worried about, you know, body working and making it look right. You know, it doesn't really fit the characteristics of the truck. But anyway, back to what I was doing. Oh yeah, something's have a ball eating up here. All kind of little nuts and stuff up here. Something is just eating and eating and eating. Probably, yep, look, all down there. I got to get all that out. And I will. But, oh yeah, they're coming through the hood scoop, ain't they? Little furry rascals. Anyway, let me set this down so I can just hang on 1 second, please. Pop my hood up. I just want to show you that you know, there ain't nothing hot about this thing right now. It's cold right now. But I want to crank it up. Hope they ain't chewing on my wires or anything. That's gonna suck. Man, I'll put a car cover. Well, I mean, shit. I'm talking about they come through the hood scoop, but they come right through here through the fender wheels. But somehow they get over here and eating on my engine. Yeah, I just want to crank it up for you. My normal routine: pat the gas 3 times. You know, it's the Street HP no choke carburetor, and it's probably 47, 48 degrees out here right now. It's a little cold natured. Usually pat it 3 times and it'll fire up pretty quick, but I got to keep it running, you know. here it's not. Fuel gauge is working. Speedometer does not work. Oil pressure does not work. My odometer's been that since I've had it. I kind of put it there. You can change those, just for the record. And I will in time to make it show that I've been driving it. Cut off on me, maybe. Anyway, yeah, I just want to do a little cold start for you. Doesn't take too long for it to warm up where it wants to run. But anyway, so you can see me. So yeah, I'm in GreenBean, fired it up, and my intentions today is to complete the rear end situation. So this is kind of be the part 3, I guess. So we're going to, let me cut this thing off. Kind of responsive even though it just cranked up, huh? Yep. So that's that. Anyway, so yeah, I'm gonna flip this thing back around. You see I got the bags over top. This is, you know, the brakes and all. The C-clamp eliminators in there on both sides, just like that. I got another bumper for back here too, and I'm gonna show that to you. I got a bumper. I put my my cutoff switch back here, the safety cutoff for the power. It's gonna be back here. I believe it's gonna be like in this area here on the new bumper. But you see the bumpers over here, ready to go back on. Yeah, that was a situation of making my fiance angry. Yeah, but not a good thing. But anyway, she ran my truck and messed it up a little bit. But I'm gonna tell you, so this is a '93 S10 extended cab pickup, kind of small pickup. You can find them around, fairly priced. You know, damage like this doesn't bother me much. You know, like I said, it's not a perfectly conditioned truck. You see that? You see the ding up here. The tail light, I had to get a new tail light for it from the junkyard I got. I'll put that in, and everything's been great. But I got the new bumper, and I guess when I get the bumper off, I'll try to straighten up in here a little bit better. But hers, it was a Ford Explorer, I think a 2008 or so Ford Explorer, and it did a significant amount of damage to that thing. Pretty good amount of money. She has it getting fixed by, I think her dad is getting the work done to it. But it is what it is. You know, you learn and you keep moving forward. But so each side has the bags on the rear end, and you see that. So I'm gonna take them off. I'm gonna show that in the video. You see the the drive shaft sitting down there. I gotta hook it up. I got the pan on, tightened up. Gotta put the fluid in it, and in the back got the wheels and tires. You see my axles, lug nuts. Yeah, some of my setup equipment in here. Tools that ain't meant for that, but they work. And my battery's up there. I'm going to move my battery to up here when I put the fuel cell here. And then I'm going to do a separate fuel tank for the nitrous system. And I'm going to put it over here on this side. That way I have access. You know, with the camper shell, if the camper shell wasn't on it, I'd put it up here in the front up here. But for weight distribution and all, it's better to have it back here in the back anyway. But you know, this is where I have access to fill it up and whatnot. But I'm on the fence on what I want to get, whether it's going to be a ready-made. You know, you can buy, I think it's like $500 or $600. I can get a kit that has the pump, the regulator, a 1 gallon tank. I just don't know if I want to limit myself to 1 gallon, but it's only on for certain times. It's not like it's on when it's driving, but I am going to use a separate tank for the fuel system, for the nitrous. I'm going to keep running regular, you know, 92, 93 in the regular tank. It's what the engine's built for. It runs with it, runs great with it. with the nitrous setup, I'm gonna have the small tank that I can buy, a can or so of racing fuel, and put it in the tank for the nitrous. And what they say, got cat hair on my, I got cat hair on my phone side, but yeah, they say if I run the racing gas, and I'm sure it's got to be the right racing gas, not just any racing gas, but I got to do some research and find out what's going to work best with my situation. But they say that I don't have to really mess with timing too much. If I got it with the timing for the pump gas, which I think I have it without switching the balancer right now. I got a stock balancer on it, and I've kind of done the marking myself, but I have a new balancer that's SFI approved, and flywheel too, the flex plate I mean too. But when I put that on, I should be able to check the timing. But the stock ones, the outer side of the ring on the balancer can spin, and I've had that happen before. But with this thing turning 8,000 RPMs and whatnot, I don't know if the balancer is accurate or not. But I have it set to my knowledge at 41 degrees advance with a locked out distributor. And that was a thing where, watching Billy the Kid's dad that I talked to in the last video, they like some advanced, small block Chevy with a radical cam. This ain't it's not a crazy radical cam, but for a street truck it is a little bit. And my brother, he's been in the game for a while with performance, racing small blocks, and he's the one that kind of said, hey, you need to keep raising that the advance on the distributor on the timing up until a certain point. Told him what to look for, whatnot, and I mean you just heard it. 41 degrees advance, to my knowledge, it cranks up pretty easy. It's no hard start to it. So it is what it is. But anyway, I'm gonna stop talking and get down here and do a little work. I'm gonna cut this off for now while I go gather my tools and stuff. And when I go to rip the bags off and get to work, I'll cut you back on and go through the process and share it with you all. So anyway, I'll see y'all in a little bit. Thanks. All right, y'all, we're back. Trying to see the last video I did was I probably can go in the settings and change it. But the last time I had the phone flipped around as if like I hold it to look at me, and it was reverse. So I'm gonna see if I can do away with that. So now I got the phone flipped the other way, looking at the backside camera, and let's see what I can do to make that a little bit better for people to see without being in flip mode. So yeah, so I put this on. I don't have a garage. I don't have anything like that to protect everything, and so I didn't want things to get wet and whatnot. But I see my bearing is sitting in here, which is kind of okay. I may be able to reuse the same one, but I got new gaskets for this. Clean that pretty good, I think. Yeah, I think I'm gonna change my gaskets. Looks like they were leaking in here a little bit, which isn't good. I got new silicone. I got to hold everything for it. But so you can see I ordered all new gaskets, two for each side, through Strange. These are Strange gaskets. Put these to the other side, and scrape this clean, scrape the other side clean. You can see I had silicone on it. Not quite sure where it might have been leaking. It might have been from when I did it before. I had a brake cleaned everything off, but before long I'm gonna give me some new brakes for it. Believe it or not, these are the same brakes on the back of this. I think I put some on the front, but on the back of this, it's the same brakes that was on it when I got it. And I bought this truck back in 2017, I believe it was. And I haven't put many miles on it, even though I drive it. It's just the nature of what it is. I don't drive it all the time, but just when I put the 513 gears in the rear, which they're out now, and I got the 456s in it, and I think that should be a very welcome situation. And I'm gonna show you something else here in a little while, once I get to the point of doing that, which I forgot something. I gotta get my scraper. But you can see in here where when the rear end locked up on it before, it broke loose the drive shaft from the whole everything come loose. The if I'm not mistaken, we call it the pinion yoke that goes on the pinion was still bolted to the drive shaft, but it came loose and beat up on the gas tank over there. Thankfully it didn't rupture the gas tank, but I haven't changed the gas tank. That's part of why I have the fuel cell now, because it's to the point to where, let's say this thing breaks something again and it does rupture the gas tank. You know, in theory we don't want any kind of breakage, but you know, it's the nature of the game that we play. But so yeah, so I'm gonna put the fuel cell back here. It's a 15-gallon fuel cell, so it'll be plenty for what I do. And plus it's pump gas. I can get fuel, you know, pretty much anywhere. Which is why I'm keeping the pump gas. You know, I could go ahead and put 13.5 to 1 compression, whatever, and you know, get more out of this little 350, but 355. I won't get technical, but yeah, I'm trying to keep it pump gas and be able to come out here and drive it, enjoy it, show off around some people. You know, you'd be surprised at how many people compliment me. You know, how many people, you know, love the little truck because I'll be somewhere in Charlottesville or Zion Crossroads or whatnot, and you know, it'd be an older guy with like a grandchild and come walking up and, you know, talk about it and say I probably give them Hellcats and whatnot a fit, but I haven't had the honor of messing with one of them yet. But I'd like to at some point. There has been a Challenger. It was the one that's kind of like that army green color. I think this one had some kind of shine to it. It wasn't the flat black, the flat base type paint. I want to say it was you know, one that had some shine to it. But it was a Challenger. It did not have the wide body, but I do know it was V8, and he couldn't do nothing with me. I just pulled away from him. That's with the 513 gears, and I was wound out, man. You know, try to find a spot I could slow down to go down to low gear, and that was probably 40-something hundred RPMs when I put it in low gear, and from there I just nailed it and just put on away from him. And no, that wasn't a case of yeah, he knew we were racing, you know. Yeah, he definitely got mad when I passed him at the first time and then come up on me. So from then on it was a race. But then I took off on him just to verify. And then the other one was a Mustang. I'm not sure of the year. I'm not a Mustang fanatic, so I can't really say what the year the thing was. But it was one of the I don't know, I'm gonna say around 2010, 2011, I would guess. Should be somewhere around the time frame of when the Coyote was first being put in them. But he was in front of me and just started going, and I was waiting on him to hit it. And when I saw and heard that he hit it, I hit it. And from then on, it was just a neck and, you know, just, I couldn't do nothing. He couldn't do nothing either. And had we been at the light and the light turned green, I'm pretty confident that, you know, if we had an equal takeoff, that I would have had the better of him, but not by very much. I've seen the car again recently, and the car was, you can tell that, you know, the exhaust and, you know, things have been done to it. You know, what, to the extent of what, I don't know, but I'm gonna have to stop him sometime and talk to him and see what he's got going on with that thing. But maybe arrange a heads up, you know, a fair heads up type situation. But it's a shame we gotta go all the way to Mexico for that though. But anyway, back to what we're doing here. I gotta try to get this thing apart and get the gaskets out of it and off of it. The gasket is on the housing, so get that loose. Then gotta scrape everything clean. Thinking about wire brushing it or something, and see if that does a better job than my scraper will. But all right, let me go grab my scraper real quick and see what that does. I think I got a wire brush over here too. Alright, y'all, I'm coming back. Just so y'all can hear me. So I got an old rusty putty knife, and I got a starting to get rusty thing here. Let me see here. I'm gonna need a rag to clean this thing with too. Wipe it down after the fact. Get things off of it. Alright. Now I'm gonna get me a rag and get everything off. And I think I got to get a little bit of fluid out here because it's cocked down sideways, and a little bit of fluid is coming out. It might keep the silicone from sticking. So let's see here. Right here, as I had when I was doing the rear end, and it soaked up the crap from the rear end. I'm getting here and get this off. I almost want to think a wire wheel type situation would be a little better than this, but this will do it though, I believe. Looks like I got pretty much all the silicone off. That's the goal, is to get all the silicone from the previous gasket setup off of it. Never thought a time would come that I'd be using these C-clip eliminators. At some point, I'm gonna do another rear end where I use the forward 9-inch housing ends with the forward bearings and all. It's a little better setup. But these C-clip eliminators are the street strip ones that Strange has. They got not the ball bearings, but the Timken style roller bearings. So they a little more durable than the ball bearings ones for street driving. So people definitely ride around with the other ones though. Don't get me wrong. People do it. All right, so that's there. It should be good. A piece of silicone stuck right here. I'll leave it alone for real, but you never know. Might keep it from sealing. That's something. Let's see where the scraper at. See, our brush ain't doing a pretty good job, did it? Stuck pretty good. Just afraid it ain't gonna allow my bearing to sit flat though. Alright, there you go. Knife time. So I think my first outing out of track with this thing, in case any of y'all in Virginia, I want to say there's a couple that I still follow me on here that are. I think my first outing is going to be at Waynesboro, the East Side Speedway. I don't think I'm going to have the nitrous on it yet. Would like to, but in all reality, I don't think I'm going to have the time to get that on here. I got a lot going on. Going to Myrtle, going to Daytona for bike week with my bike, and be down there for a week. And I can't remember exactly when Easter is, but I know it's I'm pretty sure I saw that it's in March. So it's gonna sneak up on me a little faster than what I was hoping, I believe. So I don't think I'm gonna make it to anywhere else before that. And plus, you know, right now a lot of the drag strips are not open. So it is what it is. We'll get to the track with some nitrous on it. I got to get it to a buddy of mine to help me. Jeff Wisnett. Get with him. He's got the experience with the nitrous and I don't, so hopefully he'll be able to assist me. Rubber all up here. Yeah, hopefully he'll be able to assist me with the nitrous install and I don't blow my engine up. But also, I do have intentions of pulling the engine out. I have everything I need except for header gaskets and intake gaskets. But I have everything else to pull the engine out and freshen it up, gap the rings. I got to bring the rings for it, bring the bearings. And my intention is to prepare the engine for the nitrous. If I was only going to do like 100 shot, I probably wouldn't worry about it. But being I got a shot that goes up to 300, I like to have the engine prepared for that possibility, I guess. That's how I should say it. Don't know if I will, but you know how it goes. You get something you like how it is, and you know more is there, you're gonna want to do more. So, hey, that's probably what I'm gonna do. All right, I gotta track my silicone down. Where'd I put that at? Well, I'm gonna cut you off. That way you ain't sitting out here waiting on me. So you see where I'm at now. It's time to silicone, put the gaskets there, put it in, slide the axle in, and get this side together so I can get the wheel and tires on it, and then I'll go do the other side. So anyway, I'm gonna cut this off, and I'm gonna go get the silicone. I have the gaskets up here. I don't know why I didn't grab the silicone when I did that, but yeah, then we'll come up here and put this thing together, man. And, sometime today we'll go for a little ride. Anyway, I'll holler at y'all later, and until the next segment. All right, y'all, back again. As you can see, I kind of got it together in a way. It's there, the bolts are there, but I got to tighten the bolts up. I'm gonna show y'all on the other side the gasket situations. You know, using the Permatex Ultra Black, whatever gasket maker, oil resistant deal. Got that just to help this thing seal. I can't remember if they recommended using that with the gaskets or not, but when I cut off the ends of the housing, and I'm going to show you on the other side what I mean, but there's a section you got to cut off, leave just a little bit of a lip, enough for the gasket, and the C-clip eliminator kind of slips onto it, but it doesn't, there isn't anything interfering, keeping it from sealing. When I did that, I cleaned off as best I could at the time. I thought, ended up when I took it back apart, because it was leaking, I had to put the new gaskets on it, and the sealer, and that pretty much stopped it. So I think the little bit of, I see right here, it's on here where it's a little bit wet. I think that was from before. But yeah, I got to tighten these things up. And with my housing, let me pick this thing up and show you what I got going on back here. All right, so here you'll see this here. This is where the old leaf spring perch was, and I just took a sawzall, or I think a bandsaw, and cut it off. So it's still there. It's a little bit in the way of the bolts. So in time, you know, it'd be nice to have them off. But and just so you can see also, you see my 2-inch block there. It's a steel 2-inch block, and it has 2 degrees in it as far as pinion angled fixing, what they say. But you know, I had this thing together, hooked up the drive shaft, did all my angles and whatnot. I can't remember. It's like I can't remember how many degrees, 2.5 degrees down, or I can't remember what it was. But I put it to where I liked it, you know, in my little researching, what I thought was going to be good for what I'm doing, and that's what I did. But so the amount of degrees that's in those aren't but so relevant, because I welded my perches on and all after I fitted in and got the pinion where I wanted it and whatnot. So then I just tacked it in. But you know, maybe if I was to raise it back up, maybe it would correct itself on pinion angle, because that's kind of what that 2-degree change on that spacer is meant to do. But I'm not gonna raise it back up. I'm gonna bring the front end down, and I'll show you that. I got coil springs for it and everything for the front, but I have a bushing that's bad in the front on the upper control arm, the rear bushing on the upper A arm, I should say. But that is I have the bushing. I just gotta take it apart, fix it. When I do, I'm gonna put the springs in the front too. I've already changed that one on the driver's side. I got the one on the passenger side to do. But all right, so let me see. This thing is a 9/16, I think it was. I think I had to use a wrench on there too at some point on one of them. But I think I will. I'm gonna use a wrench. I can only get ratchet on one, but I probably can finger tight them in a little bit more too. But it is what it is. Not too worried about it. I think a set of ratchet and wrenches would be great. That'll work pretty well in this situation, I believe. But hey, you know, we'll work with what we got. So I tell you, I'm gonna be glad to get this thing back together if I can drive it again, especially with the 456s, because it's gonna be so much more drivable. And you know, I'll drive this thing in Charlottesville and whatnot, and with them 513s, that thing turns some RPMs. I can only cruise about 50 miles per hour. The 410s, I could, you know, I'd cruise 65, 70 if I wanted to. But the 410s hurt with the power glide. If I had the turbo 350 in it, it probably wouldn't have. I might have even stuck with that. But the power glide with the 182, I think it is, first gear in this one. This comes from a 68 Chevelle. My dad's Chevelle, he sold it now, but he had a 68 Chevelle convertible that he took the power glide out and put a $700 R4 in. And that power glide was the, I want to say it's the same, other than the bell housing. It's supposed to be the same power rating as what come in the Vegas back in the day. So if that tells you anything. But it still handles some power. It's just, it's the least strong one, I guess. But you know, the internals of it, the I don't know what the parts are called, I can't remember, but the hub and whatever, and planetary gears and all that stuff, they're just not as strong on this one as they are on the ones that come behind the big V8s. You know, this is that one comes from behind a 307, but I think it's a 327 and up. Power glide is the stronger one with the 176, I think, first gear. Mine come with the 182 first gear. Come behind the 307. But it's holding up behind this pretty well. I haven't seen any discoloration or anything in the trans fluid or anything, so it's holding up pretty well. That's with the 5,000 stall and 3,400 pound vehicle, and that's part of why I'm changing it, because the 3,400 pound with me in it vehicle, you know, extended cab, camper shell, the interior in it as I shown, steel hood on it still with the hood scoop, and you know, I haven't done much to save any weight really, but that may be something I do soon. I'm gonna try to figure out how I can change some things to save some weight, but not be as noticeable that I've done it. Take some metal out here and there. Just try to change a few things up. But, yeah. I think I'm going to an aluminum drive shaft. My buddy Jeff is telling me that that's not the right thing to do, but said it's not as strong. But I think it's a little thicker wall and bigger tube. I think it's 3.5 inch tube drive shaft I'm gonna put in this thing, and I think it's gonna work with what I have. It should be a one piece. I may have to alter the up under the cab, the back side of the cab. I may have to alter, because with it sitting 2 inch lower, and plus these axle tubes are a little bit taller, so I think it adds to the lowness of it because of that. You know, like 1/4 inch or so, if that, but 1/8 inch, 1/4 inch. So, but I do have out the other what do you call it, the little helper spring that comes on in these springs, the little short one. I did take that out. I don't know if that, you know, actually does anything or not. That's not on top, it's on the bottom of the spring, getting at the bottom. So I don't know if it really loaded any, but yeah, it's lowered. And when I got the 2-piece drive shaft in here, it has a slight curve to it from the engine to the center bearing of that and then up. So I don't know if I've affected, not if I affected, I don't know if it's going to allow me to have that long of a drive shaft in here without it hitting the back of the cab in the middle. So that's just one of the things I got to put it in and see, send it through the travel to see how it reacts with that. And if I got to, I'll notch the back of the cab to make it work. So we shall see. But as you see, this is a little time consuming with a wrench, ain't it? Is what it is. We're getting her done. That's all we gotta say. Taking a long time, but we're getting her done. But anyway, I think y'all get the point of what I'm doing right now. When I get to the other side, I'm gonna include y'all in on my putting the silicone on and whatnot, and then putting the drums and the wheels and tires back on it and getting it on the ground. I gotta hook the drive shaft up too, as you see. So anyway, we'll do that and I'll cut you back on.